the fourth topic is the future of work and further study. So we'll start with Hannah and Victoria, since you guys didn't completely answer the last one. I know we've talked about it a little bit, but how did COVID change your ideas about the future and your future goals and what you want to do after this is over? Because obviously we've been home for a while. You've had a lot of time to think about what you guys want to do. You guys are high school, going to college. So what are your goals for the future, and how has your thinking changed towards anything or what you want to do?
Well, for me, I think that COVID has not changed that much my perspective about my future career because I have 3 more years to graduate from high school and I have time to this to end, I hope. But if that doesn't happen, I think that, well, I am very decided. I have always been, and I knew like since I was a little girl what I wanted to study. And having COVID with this, I think that that's not going to change. I do want to study in the US because I don't feel studying. I don't see myself studying in Venezuela, but I think that is a process that I had to work on it. And I don't know, I feel like postponing my studies, for example, I wouldn't. I think that I will finish high school and go directly to college because that is what I wanted to do. And that's what I like finish college and then start to work and continue with my future. And I don't know, maybe if COVID exists in 3 more years, I will see how it depends things, and maybe I do like a mixed way of studying, like sometimes some subjects in online and others that are more difficult in person or completely in person with classes. I don't know. I mean, it depends in what happened in 3 more years from now.
Yeah, Hannah, what about you? What has your thinking towards anything changed because of the pandemic?
Yeah, so like before the pandemic, I didn't have a great idea of what I wanted to do, but I also didn't have like an idea of what I could do or like what courses there were, because like I kind of only knew about like, your uncle or your auntie going, oh, you'd be good at this, so you should do this when you're older, or like, oh, you're interested in that, so you should do this. But because of like the pandemic and all, and because of online school, I was able to go to like introduction courses or introduction days online where I got to see all about different courses and different people and what they study and what they do. And so like it's given me a better idea of like some things that I could do or some things that I might be interested in. But at the same time then like in Ireland you have like two big state exams, one halfway through your school and then one at the end. And I didn't get to do one of mine. So like now in like 2 years I'm going in to do like the big one that like lets you into college and all, and I've no idea what it's gonna be like because I never got to do the other one. So I'm kind of like I feel like I'm going in a bit blind because I'm like I don't know what this is gonna be like. I don't know like what's gonna be like sitting there for 3 hours filling out a sheet. So yeah, it's been good and bad. But I think overall it has given me like more opportunities of what I could do in the future.
Yeah, so COVID online, it kind of created another pathway for you to kind of discover some things that you might be interested in, or some other skills that you might want to do in your future. And for the rest of you guys, or the two of you that already answered, if you want to jump in again, what skills do you think should young people develop? Was there something during COVID that like communication skills lacked, or like well, post this pandemic when we get past it, and hopefully that's sooner than later, when everyone's back out there, do you think there's uh, something that's going to be lacking among the younger kids? For example, I have a younger sibling who has been at home this whole time, and they're going to go back out, and the past almost 2 years, they've been at home. So going out now, for a young child, communication might be difficult or things like that. But I want to hear your thoughts on it. Is there anything that you've noticed within yourself that maybe this is something I'm going to need to be better at? Anyone know? Anyone want to give it a shot?
To be honest, I'm thinking because this is a really good question, something that I need to be better at. So the
Maybe
pandemic,
not something that you've seen in yourself, but just among anybody, any of your friends or
like
someone
a
who.
skill, like it's important.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, like you said, communication is going to be hard. Like for your sibling, for example, he's a kid. Like he needed to be around other children, and he wasn't. So it will be hard for him. But I think that a good skill, a good thing that everybody should develop is the communication, like the way that you respect another person, the way that you can be there communicating and respecting other people's opinion. Like here, we are here hearing out, we are here learning from many people. So I learned from Victoria, I learned from Owen, from everybody here, many things that they learn in their country from their experience. And nowadays people are very they don't tolerate, different opinions because of course social media has come, and then we became less tolerant because we were, on the screen, no one seeing us. So when we go now outside, it's different. We can't just say whatever we want. We have to respect, we have to hear out, and we have to know that nobody has the same experience as you. Nobody has the same brothers, the same family, the same home, the same environment that you were in 1 year at home. So there are some people that had a rough family, violent family. There are some people that have a sweet family that, was there for them, like my family. It was a good experience. At the same time, I had trouble with my family. So we don't know what everybody went through in this 1 year. So I think the communication skill is something that everybody should develop and should learn, even the kids, because we have to, it was a year that nobody expected. It was a surprise for everybody. So I think that everybody can share one thing that they learned from this. I think this is a good thing.
So I think what you said was interesting because because the pandemic and we're all on our phones and like you said, scrolling through social media, you're kind of able to hide behind the screen, right? People have been able to say whatever they want, and obviously things like the cancel culture or people speaking out has just grown tremendously. But partly because people when they're on their phones feel like they're able to just voice their opinions with no repercussions or no issues, right? So you're just allowed to talk because it's your own social media account, it's your own voice, and sometimes that brings good things and sometimes that brings bad things. But Owen or Alfonso, what skills do you see among yourself or friends that you think you need to be better on, or people need to be better with?
I'm gonna get to me last, but I have two younger brothers. One who is 2 years younger than me, and the other who is about 9 years younger than me. So it's definitely an interesting dynamic. And for the youngest, I think he's, a young fourth grader, so he's full of energy, always wanting to run around, see people. So this has definitely been quite the experience for him. I would say that one thing that, kids that age could really use is just, they need those personal interactions in order to grow and understand how to communicate with other people, especially in those first few years of elementary school. As for me, I think something that I have really learned during this pandemic is patience, not rushing into things, being grateful for each day. So I'm looking forward to getting back into it and, showing some of that.
Great answer. Yeah, patience for sure. Just as we're waiting for this to end and we're waiting for things to return back to normal, hopefully when we get back out there and everything's better. Sara, like you said, we're going to be able to communicate the same that we used to, or respect each other, or things like that, right? So guys, I'm very thankful for this conversation that we've been able to have today.